Well, the Utah Women 2020 mural is turning heads downtown. It's a massive mural celebrating women who've shaped our state.
It is a massive public art piece, and each of the faces has a story to tell, as you can imagine. We have Kristen live at the mural with more on that. Kristen?
Yeah, we're just off of First South and Main Street here in downtown Salt Lake City, and I'm joined by Katherine. You're here with the Utah Historical Society, and we are in front of this amazing mural. Can you tell us a little bit about it and what it stands for?
Yeah, the Utah Women's Mural was unveiled in 2020 for the centennial of the 19th Amendment, so the anniversary of women gaining voting rights across the country, and then also Utah's 150th anniversary of women's suffrage. So the mural was done by Jan Haworth, the same artist who did the Sgt. Pepper and the Lonely Hearts album cover for the Beatles back in the day. And it features a couple hundred women in Utah who've made history, and it's a really great way to honor the women who have shaped the Beehive State.
Awesome. So what are some notable women that are featured on this mural, and what have they done?
So there's a lot of women from all different walks of life and avenues, business, politics, government, that sort of thing. So we have Martha Hughes Cannon, our first female governor, Orlean Walker, and then a lot of colorful and notable figures in Utah's past. So one is Susanna Emery Holmes. She's a woman who was known as the Silver Queen. She inherited money from her husband's venture in the Silver King mine in Park City, and was one of the first women to do so, to actually own that money.
So that's the woman in the black and white dress. I don't know.
She's got the fantastic dress. She gained and lost a fortune about 4 times, traveled the world, and was a really well-known figure here in Salt Lake.
Oh, so cool. And then who else do we have still here? I mean, there's so many to choose from.
People to choose from. They're all my favorites, but one of my favorites is Alice Kasai.
Okay.
She's the woman whose face is in the green here on the mural. She was a Japanese-American civil rights activist, so her husband was actually interned in an imprisonment camp during World War II. She was raising her 6 kids here in the avenues in Salt Lake City and running the Japanese-American Citizens League. So they worked to coordinate help for folks in the internment camps, and then also to find employment and housing after the war. She also worked to build bridges of understanding so folks would never face that kind of bigotry and hatred again.
Oh, wow. So cool. And so, you know, clearly so many people on this. Who's your personal favorite? Do you have a personal favorite?
Oh, they're all great. Sarah Kimball is one of the other women who's featured in the mural. She was a Relief Society president in the LDS Church, and she advocated for women's suffrage back in the 1870s. So a fantastic example of standing for women's rights back in our history.
Awesome. So what kind of things, if people were interested in this mural, can they, you know, come view it? Can they go? You mentioned walking tours happen here. What
Absolutely.
kind of things?
Yeah, so we give walking tours every so often. We'll do some more in the spring, and you can come on one of those with the Utah Historical Society. We'll stop and talk about women in the mural. There's a website, utahwomensmural2020.com, and Jan Haworth, the artist, is featured also in the upcoming Museum of Utah. So once that opens at the end of June this year, then you can come and see some more of her work.
Awesome. What kind of things are happening in the new museum that's going up right now?
So there's going to be a lot of women's history. We're proud to say that there's 51% representation of women in the artifacts and stories told in the museum. There will be 4 galleries that aren't chronologically organized, but organized by theme, and you'll see women who made change in all sorts of avenues in Utah: sports, history, politics, government, those sorts of things. But what you're really going to see is the way that everyday Utahns have shaped our state together, that we're creating the future that we're living in now.
Alrighty. And so, I mean, are there any fun ways you're celebrating Women's History Month?
Absolutely. We're hosting a couple hundred students at the state capitol tomorrow for a special field trip. And then we have events happening all across the state. There's about 13 more coming up in libraries and museums across the state. If you want to know where they're at, you can visit history.utah.gov/WHM.
Awesome. Perfect. Well, I'm so glad it's almost all the way in the sun. I was hoping we could get it all in the sun, but it's still so cool to see that once again here on First South and Main Street in downtown Salt Lake. You can come view this mural and look at all the history that is captured in it, and do it with your family. Maybe grab some dinner, go out for a walk, or anything fun like that. I'll send it back to you guys in the studio.
Okay, yeah, you can find familiar faces in that big mural, people we've had here on air and for interviews. Very impressive Utah women.
Really cool. I'm going to have to go check that out. I haven't seen it. Okay, remember, you can watch ARC Salt Lake anytime on your phone, tablet, or TV. Just check out highlights from all of our newscasts on ARC Salt Lake YouTube page. Yeah, we have one of those. Just zoom in on that QR code, and it will take you to our YouTube page.
Okay.